Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you a new story. And the name of the story is The Shoemaker and the Elves. And this is by the Grimm brothers as well. Now let's get started. Long, long ago, in a small town lived a shoemaker and his wife. In his younger days, the shoemaker was a very strong man, a very hardworking man. So he made a lot of shoes and his skill was really great. So a lot of people bought his shoes. But with age, he became very tired and slower, and his skill, while was good, with his hands shaky and everything, he slowly started becoming slower and slower, and he couldn't produce as many shoes, and eventually he became very poor. One day he thought, my God, I've become so poor that I couldn't even buy any food for me and my wife. What am I going to do? And then he found some old leathers, and he thought, okay, I have some material to make one pair of shoes. Hopefully, if I can sell them for a good price, then I can feed myself and my wife for maybe a week or a month. So, thus thinking, he started working. He cut all the leathers into shapes that required for a boot making or a shoe making, and then put them all on the table and thought, okay, I'll work on it tomorrow and I'll put it together. And he slept. In the morning, his wife woke him up. She was shaking and she was like, very excited. He thought, what happened? Did something really happen? And he woke up and she said, you should come see this. You should come see this. When he went with her, there on the table were two beautifully made shoes. So beautifully made that he hadn't made such a pair at all in his entire life. They were shiny, glossy, perfect, and the design was also very new and handsome. So the shoemaker was very happy but still surprised. And he went and put them in the window. Now, a very rich customer of his came by and he said, I absolutely want those pair of shoes. And he paid thrice the money he usually pays for a pair of shoes. The shoemaker was shocked and he was like, oh, what a good day today. It's my lucky day. This is such a great blessing from the God. And while thinking that, he gave some money to his wife to go buy his food. And then he went and bought more leathers. He thought, okay, I at least have the time and now I also have the enthusiasm to make more. So he again cut leathers for 2 shoes that day and he put it on the table and he thought, okay, I'm going to make 2 more shoes tomorrow. With this money, I have some more left and it might last me a while. So he went away. And again he slept. The next morning, the same thing happened. There were 2 new shoes, even more beautiful than the first pair. Now he put them again on the window and they got sold away in a matter of minutes. And this repeated. He went on buying shoes, cutting leathers, and he's putting them there, and somebody was making those shoes. This went on for a while, and within a month or 2, the shoemaker and his wife were super rich that they were able to live their life in comfort, could also retire, but this was great, right? So they started helping other poor people in need. And somebody was still making their shoes as long as they cut their leathers, and somebody was already making their shoes. So one day the wife thought, husband, somebody's really helping us so much. We were so poor and so uncomfortable. Now we were in a very good place. I want to see and find out who's helping us so much, and if possible, I want to help them back. So that day they cut the leathers as usual. They put them on the table and they went and hid behind a big curtain. And when midnight happened, which was at 12 o'clock in the day, in the night, what happened was 2 small men, tiny men that was as big as our thumb, they came in. They were elves. And elves are so good at making all these items. They are really good thinkers. So those elves came and they were super fast and they were so happy and they were laughing joyfully, singing, and they were playing, and then they made all those shoes. By the time it was dawn, they ran away. So now the shoemaker and the elves noticed that. While that was the case, they also noticed something else. The elves were very poor. They did not even have proper clothes. All their clothes had patches on them. And they had bare feet. While they were such great shoemakers, the elves could have stolen some leather for their feet, but they never did. They went thieves. So these wife and husband, the shoemaker and his wife, they were very sad, and they thought, you know what, they've been helping us for so long, but it took us so long to even look for them and help them back. So that day they set out to work. Instead of cutting the leathers, the shoemaker cut leathers and made tiny boots for both the elves. And the shoemaker's wife, she made tiny clothes. She made leggings, she made tunics, and she made nice, beautiful coats and hats for the elves. And both of them put them on the table together instead of the leathers that day. So the little elves, they came and they were so surprised. They giggled, they laughed, they danced, and they took all their shoes and clothes and they wore them right there. And when they wore and they sang and they so happily, merrily walked away. So from the next day, but they were also a little sad because they couldn't find their leathers. And the shoemaker and the wife thought that, oh, the elves are very hardworking. They love work. We shouldn't stop giving them the leathers. And from that day onwards, they started, whether they wanted the money or not, they put those leathers out there for the elves to come. And not only that, these elves brought their other friends as well. And this went on for a long time. So the elves helped the shoemaker and the shoemakers used to help the elves. And that's the end of our beautiful story today. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.